Good morning, everyone. There we are. Let's just get the little stuff happening here. And, okay. I don't think you guys can hear that. Okay, I think we're on. Yay! Okay, so, so we're going to do a couple things today. And good morning. I'm going to get these going first. The onions going first because that's what we usually do. We usually get the onions going first. With most things, it seems that we're always having onions. And okay, I get my little thing happening here. Okay, so we're on. And so let's see who's here. I think Jane's here. And I'm just gonna, oh my goodness, that onion's got a spot. Oh, that's no good. Okay, I'll be back. I have to wash my knife and get a new onion. Yeah, you have to really kind of almost look at the vegetables before you start working with them. And so here's one that looks okay. Don't you hate that? You know, it's a waste of a perfectly good onion and you really can't tell when you're buying a bag. So we're going to start with the onion again. And this one looks good. I think I was too busy looking at you guys to look at the onions. So, so that's good. I kind of missed everybody yesterday. We had a little boo-boo, but it's all good. Everything's all good. I get these onions going here. So anyway, so for the people that are new and don't know, onions are very anti-inflammatory. They are very good for you. They are antihistamine and do all kinds of things that are really beneficial for you. So, eat your onions. Oh, antibacterial, antiviral. That's right. I forgot that. I always forget that. I don't know why. I always figure everybody knows it already. Okay, so we have our frying pan here. Actually, in this case, it's a wok. Good morning, Jane. Good morning, Darlene. Hi. Yes, we're all good. I don't know. When you own animals, there's always that, there's always something. But anyway, it's all good. It just was bad timing because I was like ready to go live and then all of a sudden it was like, okay, this isn't going to happen. Okay, so we're just doing up these onions in a little bit of water so she's good. She's good. It's just a little interruption in things. But that's cool. Okay, so what I wanted to show you guys, I'm going to let these guys, actually I'm going to do the mushrooms too, because I want them cooked more than the rest. So let's just do that, and then the rest doesn't have to be as cooked. So with the mushrooms, I always like surprising you guys with things and not really telling you what they are a lot of the time until it's almost done. But for those of you that haven't seen me work with mushrooms before, mushrooms really should always be cooked. They have a thing called chitin, C-H-I-T-I-N, that is not easily digestible. Actually, I think it's indigestible for humans. And so your mushrooms really should be cooked to get the benefits because the mushrooms contain selenium, which is really good for you. They have B vitamins. Even these guys, we've done lots of videos, and I'm so happy to see you guys too. It's so fun. It's so fun coming on here and doing things. And actually, I had a couple comments, and it really is, more of a comedy show with some great information. Rather than a cooking show, because I love experimenting with you guys, and half the time, it turns into plan B or C or D or something else. So it becomes pretty obvious that that I know nutrition and I'm a herbalist, but I'm not a professional cook, and we just have fun experimenting and exploring. And I think one of the comments that I really liked the most was that I make you not afraid to try stuff, because I just try stuff. And it's like, oh, I saw that on the internet, or I saw this and I'd like to change it, or I always wanted to learn how to do that, or whatever. And so rather than try it on my own and then come to you guys, you know, going, hey, this is how you do this, it's way more fun to just try it for the first time with you. And then if it works out, then that's awesome. And if it doesn't, then we just go on to learning, you know, other ways of doing it. Or, you know, I like Jane's word of repurposing. You can always repurpose food if it doesn't turn out. You can turn it into a different dish. You can throw it into soup. You can generally do something else with something that didn't turn out, you know, and I mean, last resort is putting it in the compost. But generally, you know, you can fix most flavors, and I'm not at all an expert in spices. In fact, if you watch a lot of my videos, I use the same things over and over again. You know, with the exception of like ethnic dishes. But I'm actually kind of pretty simple cook when it comes to that kind of thing. Because I like to use things that I know are really healthy for you, and I like to use them every day, you know, because these a lot of these ingredients are health supplements, you know, like the nutritional yeast. So the nutritional yeast is really something everyone should have every day. It has so many vitamins and minerals, and it facilitates like the good bacteria in your colon and your small intestine, and you know, all those beneficial bacterias. And yeah, it's got the B vitamins, it's got potassium. It's just really good. And I've gone on and on about beneficial bacteria and how important that is, because, you know, even I've always known it was important, but, you know, you kind of sometimes need reminders on, you know, oh yeah, I know that, but I don't ever get around to using it. So, so it's good for me too to be sharing with you, because it also makes me go through the list of things that I do on a daily basis. Yeah, we're getting fruit flies around here. He's a slow mover. Fruit flies. It's gonna be fruit fly season! Yay! All the wonderful fruits and veggies and everything are coming out. Okay, so I want these cooked because, like I said, the mushrooms really need to be cooked in order to absorb the nutrition in them, because it breaks down the chitin, and so that we can get the selenium. It also has vitamin D, which is one of the few non-animal sources of vitamin D. The mushrooms have vitamin D, and so lots of other things too. They're antioxidant and stuff like that. But yeah, so it's super important. So I'm going to let these cook down a bit. And speaking of fermenting, I'll just give my hands a little wipe here with the mushrooms. Speaking of fermenting, we have our beautiful, what we fermented was the beautiful salsa. Oh God, too many things on my mind. And so you can tell, like, this is, I don't know, you guys, what did we do this 4 or 5 days ago? And I think actually maybe Monday. And so it has, you have to keep pushing it down, because if anything you're fermenting is not covered with the brine, it will start to mold. So I'm opening this. I mean, this little thingy is really helpful, but for those of you that don't have one, you just cover it with a paper towel and an elastic or something like that to keep the dust out and the bugs and stuff, especially now with the fruit flies. But you want to keep it underneath the brine, because that stops it from molding, the salt brine. And if you don't know about fermenting, you're going to have to go back and watch it, because yeah, because I'm not going to repeat it too much here. But my point was, you can see that there's little bubbles, and so when the little bubbles start happening, that's the ferment. And so it's been 5 days now, and so I mean, you can ferment it more if you want to, but once you see those bubbles and you see that it's fermenting, I don't really want my salsa to get really sour like sauerkraut. I just want the benefits of the fermentation. And again, of course, you know, all those beneficial bacteria. And so I will probably let it ferment again till tomorrow. And then the trick is to keep tasting it. Like, keep an eye on it. Don't stick it somewhere where you're going to forget about it, because you can come back and it's going to be like a major moldy mess. So so the key is to look, and I've been using it too, you know, on nachos and stuff. So yeah, so the you just can't say enough about creating that beneficial bacteria, and there's so many different ways. And I had so many plans this week before I got interrupted, and there's just so much. There's so many fun things to do in life that my gosh, you know, I wanted to get to fermenting carrots and doing the homemade vanilla and everything this week. So we're gonna have to do that next week. Because there's just, you know, gardening, and now I'm working on my website, you know, so I'm needing to really upgrade a lot of things. Like, my shopping cart is just horrible. If anyone out there is familiar with a replacement for, I better not say the brand name, but anyway, if anyone knows about, like, what's better, Shopify or WooCommerce, you know, and then I just heard of some other thing. I can't remember what it was. One of the things I heard about recently was Thinkify, which is like a CRM, blah, blah. Anyway, you guys are probably not interested in what I'm talking about, but I have to deal with it, unfortunately. I have to upgrade my website, my shopping cart, and my look at all that stuff, because apparently you guys don't even know everything I have and do. Which brings me to the next thing. No, I'm not going to go to the next thing yet, because I need to concentrate on this so that we don't have any burnies. Okay, so I am going to add a little bit of cayenne to it, because I love things hot, and I don't know, I need more peppers. Speaking of pepper, I am going to add pepper, regular black pepper, yeah, I'm really excited about getting peppers. So when the peppers come on sale, I'll be super, super happy, because I want to do pickled peppers. And you can do the pickled peppers in 2 different ways, which I probably shouldn't explain right now, because, you know, we're not going to do that. So, but we will. Okay, so granulated garlic, putting lots of that in here. Some Himalayan, no, this isn't Himalayan, this is Celtic sea salt. And I do really prefer the Celtic sea salt because it is more mineral based, and so it has a less salty taste and flavor. And yeah, I know, I can't believe it's Friday. I almost feel like doing tomorrow just to replace what I didn't do yesterday. And I might, we'll see how things go. But anyways, yeah, so on to the things. Okay, so what I wanted to do, what I'm trying to do is find a place to put my stuff. I want the onions and the mushrooms very cooked, because they really are supposed to be for the most nutrition. And I'm going to add a little bit of red pepper, and I don't even fuss with taking the ribs out and the seeds out. And, you know, all that stuff's there for a reason, and unless you have a sensitivity, or if you have a lectin sensitivity, it does contain lectins, and that's a whole nother video that I really need to redo, because that was in the beginning of doing all these Facebook Lives, and I you know, I mean, not that I know what I'm doing now, because I certainly don't, but I'm a little better than I was, which is a good thing. When we can get a little better than we were every day, then that's fantastic. So, so I am a little better than I was at doing the Facebook Live, and that I think I was having lots of technical difficulties back then with the lectin one. It was great information, but I think it was glitchy or something. I can't remember. Oh yeah, see, that's really nice. And I haven't added any oil to this. You guys can see it okay. Yeah, so I just want to get those peppers down a little bit just to soften, and I am going to add cauliflower. And I think I'm just going to use my bits here because I had all this ready yesterday, of course, and then I ended up just putting the whole thing back in the fridge till today. Okay, so I am going to add cauliflower. So what this is going to be, and I'm really hoping those mushrooms don't turn everything kind of a brown, because sometimes they do. So I'm hoping they don't turn my cauliflower brown, but if they do, so be it. The other thing you can do if things start turning brown, because I'm good at that, turning things brown, is you can add turmeric, and then it turns golden brown. And so that's very helpful. And I do that often because the benefits of the turmeric are amazing too. Okay, so we're mixing, I know this looks really weird. We're mixing cauliflower with mushrooms and peppers and onions. And I'm gonna add, I'm actually trying, what my whole plan was, my whole purpose was I had all these mushrooms that are need to be used, and the cauliflower too. It's starting to get little brown spots. So I'm like, what can I do with mushrooms and cauliflower that really both need to be used up? And my next thing is all those avocados. I still have a bunch. Okay, so we're just gonna, oh yeah, it's so it's making a nice little just searing on the bottom, just a little. So I'm going to add some water. I don't want to add too much, because what we're actually doing is we're making a cauliflower mushroom pepper casserole. And so we're going to put that on high for a minute. We're going to make it a little bit cheesy, so we're going to add the nutritional yeast, which we spoke about how fantastic it is, and it makes things have a cheesy flavor. So I think that'd be a good idea, don't you think? I think that's a good idea. Hey, Kathy, hi, how are you doing? Yeah, I think to make this casserole, I think to make it, oh my gosh, to make it, I don't want to touch my hair, to make it cheesy. So mushrooms and cheese are good. Oh, I know how I came up with this idea. I remember. I was trying to debate on if I should do, like with all these mushrooms I had to use, I was trying to debate if I should do stuffed mushrooms or not. And then I realized that I had the cauliflower that needed to be used. And then I thought, well, let's just make like a stuffed mushroom cauliflower non-stuffed casserole and add some peppers and make it cheesy, because all this would be really good in stuffed mushrooms. Okay, so I'm a little disappointed that the mushrooms are turning it kind of a, muddy look. So what we're going to do first, see if this works, is, and this is going to be the casserole part, is we're adding coconut oil. And if the coconut oil makes it, not look so muddy, then we're good to go. And if not, I'll add the turmeric. And I always love adding turmeric, and I add it to most of my recipes. The only reason I didn't want to now was I just wanted to see how this is going to turn out first, because, we can always add it later. And I kind of like this brand. I don't know how nutrition it is, but it's very creamy, as you can see. Like a lot of the coconuts, cans of coconut milk, a lot of them are kind of like a half and half coconut cream, and then liquid like the coconut water. And this one's very thick, which I kind of like, and it's from Thailand, so I'm hoping it's okay. I was buying the organic one, and I like it, but same thing, it's like not as thick. So this is handy, and I think the color's coming okay, you know. So we're just going to cook this down just to see, I mean, you know, and you can always add turmeric if you want or whatever. Yeah, so it's making like a little gravy. So I'm going to leave that on because I do want the cauliflower to soften up a bit. And then the plan is I'm going to put it in this beautiful Albivana. This is from Potluck Ceramics in Port Alberni, and they make the most amazing, oh, that thing did it again. That is so weird. Anyway, just a little technical glitch. Anyway, Potluck Ceramics in Port Alberni, and they make these, you know, I'm not sure if they're ceramic, but they're like a stoneware, and you can put them on anything. They clean like so amazing, you know, even if you burn something in them, it's like they just wipe out. They're really, really super awesome. They have beautiful, beautiful colors and all different kinds of cookware and dishes in it. I really love these. I have a few and they're really super awesome. So the plan is to put that in here, but I'm going to let it cook down a bit and then just have it as a little casserole for later, for tonight. So, so I wanted to show you that. Oh, I wanted to show you my other boo-boo, so that we have so much fun making mistakes around here and experimenting and learning, right? So I did the Saskatoon berries this week, and I did the oh, that's so funny. I did the Saskatoon berries, and I froze a bunch, and then I was making a syrup. Like a couple weeks ago, we did the elderberry syrup, and it turned out fantastic and amazing. But it was just elderberries and honey, and then we did the elderberry oxymel, which we added apple cider vinegar, and it's good, but it's very thin. Actually, it's, where is it? Well, I don't know. This isn't it. Where is it up there? Anyway, it's not that thin. It's a little thicker. But anyway, it's thin wherever I put it. And so I thought, well, I want to, with the the Saskatoon berry syrup, what I want to do is I want to make it a little thicker, but I was concerned about, like, you don't want to add flour or tapioca starch, although I did think about that, tapioca starch, which maybe would have been okay, but I'm just not sure how it's going to preserve, because the elderberry syrup with the honey and the vinegar is going to preserve without refrigeration. So it's gonna, it'll be there 2 years easy, because I've done that before and it works. But I wasn't sure on adding flour and things like that to the what are they called, Saskatoon berries. And so I bought this agar-agar powder, which, sorry about the label being backwards there. It's agar-agar. And basically what it says is you add 1 teaspoon per cup of water, or liquid, whatever it is. And it's a natural vegetable gelatin derived from seaweed. So, yeah, and algae. So I have not worked with this before, and better that I do it and, you know, figure out how to use this stuff than you, because it wasn't inexpensive. So anyway, my I keep wanting to call it yeah, it is Saskatoon berries. Between that and elderberries. So it turned out like jam or jelly. 1 teaspoon per cup. This isn't a cup, but when I did it and I poured it in. So, you know how long I've been looking for a sugar-free pectin? And I've bought the sugar-free pectins, the commercial ones. And I've used them, and I've to have sugar-free jams and jellies, and this stuff works pretty good. So now my Saskatoon berry syrup, it has to be taken by the little gelatin spoonful, like a gummy. I should have put it in little molds and have it like gummies. Anyway, can you see how shiny? Oh yeah, there we go. It's very solid. So that's agar-agar. And if you're going to make it into a syrup, I suggest that you go down to, well, if I did 1 teaspoon per cup, I'd go down to 1/4 teaspoon per cup. And the nice thing, though, I did learn this. This is good. This is good information here. What I did learn was that if you pour it in like tapioca or cornstarch, you have to use cold water or it'll lump or be really, really, really fantastic with the whisk while you're pouring it in. This stuff here, I just put it in gently, and it broke down right away with no lumps, which is awesome. So I mean, I didn't dump the teaspoon in. I gradually shook it in while I was stirring, and then I kind of let a few lumps go in, and then they were like floating around at the side, and then they disappeared. So it's pretty non-lumping for a thickener. So I like that part, and that was interesting. And I tried that with both cold water before putting it in, and I tried it with pretty hot, like not boiling, but hot simmer, and it broke down really nice both ways. So that's good information for you guys if you ever want to try this. And I bought this also to make a non-dairy cheese mozzarella, which I haven't tried yet, so we'll get to that. That'll be really fun because I have not a clue on how to do that, but we're going to do it anyways. We'll figure it out together. Okay, so that's that. What I wanted to show you now was let's see what else we got going here. We're just going to turn this off, and then I'm gonna let it simmer down some of that coconut milk because it's a little too watery now that it broke down more than I thought it would. Surprise, surprise. So yeah, so what we're going to do, we are going to look at my chakra tea. I make a chakra tea, and someone was asking me about it. Speaking of my website and my products. So the chakra tea turns different colors when you pour the hot water on it. And it picks up the different colors of the chakras as well. I wanted to put ingredients that represented the color of each chakra. If you know what chakras are, and if you don't, you're gonna have to Google it because we don't have time to go into it right now. But just it's an Indian energetic system. I'm just gonna put it like that. But yeah, check that out. So anyway, so the chakras, each chakra has a color, and there's 7 chakras in the body, main chakras, okay, because that can go way off to other things too. What I've done is I've put herbs that had each color of the chakra, but also I wanted it to be really healthy and beneficial and healing for you. So if you can see here on the very top, there are 15 butterfly pea plants. And when I package it, I put these 15 butterfly pea plants on top because the butterfly pea plants are, I'm just going to pour those off because they are for you to set aside and use later when you want to make it really, really blue. So the secret to this beautiful tea is that that it'll start turning the different colors of the chakras, and it generally starts with kind of a yellowy, going into orange, going into red, going into purple, going into a deep, deep blue. And so it's the butterfly pea flowers that turn it the deep purpley blue. And so I put those on top so that if you had company over, you would and you wanted it to be like super deep dark, you would take some of these butterfly pea flowers and you would add more of those to make it a darker color. But generally I have them mixed so that it turns into a gradual color change. And so I'm just going to put some into my teapot here, and I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to see this. You know what, I actually had a different pot with like a glass, and I don't remember where it is right now. But anyway, we're just going to use this, and hopefully you can see through the, I washed it out, it's all steamy, see through the metal mesh. Okay, so I've just put it in here, and I'm going to put it into the cup so you can see, and then I'll talk about the color changes. So I'm going to pour the hot water in, and I don't know, I'm going to pour it really fast because it's just fogging up and I want you to see the color change. So without spilling. So you can see it turned out kind of a yellowy, and now it's going green. And then as the, I'll try and get to the top because the top goes all foggy right from the, okay, now don't pour that on myself. And so it'll turn green and it'll turn bluer, right? So, so as it does that, I'm just going to try and tell you about it. Okay, so starting with the red chakra, the colors. So it has rose petals, which have vitamin C. It has rose hips, which has vitamin C. It has, here, let me put this on. That might be more helpful. It has, I'm just going to set it here. Maybe you can still see the color change. Where can you see it? Probably right there against my arm. Yeah, so red for the red chakra, that's the base chakra. Rose hips, rose petals. Going into the orange chakra, there's turmeric in it, so it has anti-inflammatory properties. So there's turmeric in there. There's orange peel for a little bit of orange peel flavoring. Going into the yellow chakra, it's there's calendula, which is really good for the skin, really good for, oh my gosh, calendula's got so many great things in it, beneficial things in it for the skin. And also for the yellow chakra, there's lemongrass, and lemongrass has vitamin C. Also, lemongrass is actually used a lot for like stomach complaints. It's just soothing and healing for the stomach. It's good for increasing your metabolism and immune system. It also burns fat. Who knew? You know, so lemongrass has a lot of really great things in it, and I like it. I really like Thai dishes, so I love lemongrass. Yeah, and so, and lemon balm, which you guys already know. I've been talking about lemon balm for quite some time, many times over, how it has antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal, so your lemon balm is amazing. So that's another one for the yellow. Just trying to think of the ingredients in here. Unfortunately, there's a lot of ingredients, so they're like seriously impossible to fit on the label. Oh yeah, so okay, I can't read it like that. Okay, yellow chakra onto the green chakra. Yes, green chakra is next. Okay, so the green chakra, there is some peppermint in it. So the peppermint is really soothing for digestion. Obviously, it's helpful for nausea and good for headaches. It's anti-inflammatory. Well, you know what peppermint does. I don't have to tell you that. It has damiana in it, and that is really good for hormone balancing. It's good for stress, like really good. Damiana is really good for stress and anti-stress. And then the good for sleep and hormone balancing in both men and women. Green, blue. Okay, so the blue, obviously the butterfly pea plant, which turns bluey purple, and oh my gosh, star anise, which is oh no, that's for the purple. So there's for the purple, there's star anise, and there's elderberry. So you know what the elderberry does. We just talked about that. Antiviral like crazy. So super healthy for you, the elderberries. And then I'm just going to try and see what else is in there. But anyways, okay, so good stuff. It's got good stuff in it. So it's very healthy tea, very mild tasting. And then the butterfly pea flowers themselves are, you know, because they're so blue, right? Anything blue, blueberries, anything that's blue and purple is good for your eyes. So it has lutein in it. Really good for your brain, really good for memory. Butterfly pea flowers, I can't remember where they come from, but I think it's Thailand or something, and they're really well known, and I think maybe Japan as well, or I don't know, over there somewhere. And very well known for blue teas, and it creates this beautiful blue tea. So if you just added the, see how it's getting darker now? If you just added the butterfly pea flowers, which you can do, you can have that as a regular tea. And it's so beneficial, really good for your memory, it's good for your brain, it's good for stress, and of course, like I said, your eyes. So I'm going to just give this a stir now, and it's going to get darker. You can see how dark green it's turning. And I mean, I've sold tons of it over the last few years since I created it. And people love it because the taste is very mild and soothing, and there's no one particular flavor to it. It's just nice. So it has no taste. It has a really pleasant, non-distinctive taste. Okay, so I'm going to take this off, and I'm just going to give it a stir so you guys can see it turn darker. And see how it's going to turn darker and darker. The longer you let it sit, the darker it's going to get. So it will turn into a dark purple from the butterfly pea flowers. So it's turning darker and darker green, and then it'll go into purple, and it's getting really heavy to hold up there. It's Good for my arm exercises. Here we go. La 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 la. So, yeah. So anyways, I do have it for sale. I mail it out. It's $8, or no, sorry. It's $10 because shipping is so, you know, but shipping's only $2. And so, yeah, so anyway, with shipping, it's going to be $12, and it makes about 15 pots. So this little jar is, I pack it in there as much as I can, and of course it's all weighed and everything. But yeah, so the other place it's available is at the Power of 3 here in Port Alberni, which is open now, and so I encourage you to check that out because they've got all their protocols in place. I feel so sorry for all the businesses that, you know, I mean, it's so much. It's just so much. I just can't even imagine the amount of work that people are going through right now. And yeah, so support your local businesses. And yeah, so anyway, see, it's turning darker and darker, and it will turn purple. Actually, you know what? I'm going to pour this into the cup so you can see. It starts turning. What pretty. So it's very pretty. And so, so this is going to be like a green right now. But the pot will keep turning darker blue. And like I said, when I sell it, I sell an extra 15 butterfly pea flowers on top, so that if you want to add more butterfly pea flowers to make it a darker blue, you know, rather than just letting it do its thing, you can do that too. So, cheers. I have to look at who else is here? Hi, everybody. I forgot to look at my comments. Okay, I think I'm all pretty caught up. So let me know, what you want me to experiment with. Put your comments in the comments. Put your comments in the comments of what you want to do or see or explore, and for sure share my funny videos. I'm gonna put this in here now just to show you what it looks like, because it did cook down quite a bit, and you know, so you do want to carefully not splash it all over me. And yeah, so I'm going to make a nice spring salad with this. And the other thing that you could, you know, you can add your turmeric or whatever you want. And then you would put this, I'll put that there. I don't know how well you can see things. But yeah, you can put this over rice, or you can use some of that avocado bread that we made the other day, and dip that into it too. Or you can just add some more water and make it into soup. Look at all the possibilities, like so many possibilities. So these things can go right onto the stove or in the oven. They're super, super fire safe and awesome dishes. And so, yeah, so there's the chakra tea. Now you know. And we'll see you, I don't know, we'll see, maybe tomorrow, but we'll see you Monday for sure, Monday at 11. And I look forward to seeing you guys. It was so nice, fun. Thank you for coming. Thank you for hanging out. And we'll see you Monday at 11 for sure. Okay, have a really, really great day and a super great weekend. It's going to be hot. See you later.